Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. This is the place where I mostly talk about games, movies, TV series and anime, usually reviewing them in order to determine whether they are worth the watch or play. As there are literally an overabundance of content present to watch or to play, I'm just trying to be a guide of sorts to help you filter out the content and find the ones which are actually worth your time investment. So, keeping up with the theme today, we're gonna check out Percy Jackson and the Olympians. But since the show is still on air, this is not a final review or verdict, but a first impressions on the series, where I'll be doing a quick early analysis of the show based on first few episodes to check out the plot and its progression, the setting and its direction, alongside some other aspects of the show to help out any viewers who is planning to watch the series with a bit of a context to help figure out whether it might suit you or not. So Percy Jackson and the Olympians is a franchise that many of you might be aware about, which is a pretty good fantasy book series by Rick Riordan that has also received a couple of movie adaptations, with the original movie being a decent modern fantasy which was fun to watch. But the follow-up movie was very forgettable and lackluster that pretty much put this entire franchise on shelf.
Should I try again?
No!
Which according to me was a loss. As someone who has read the books and enjoyed the original movie, I knew the potential it held, and luckily, almost a decade later, Disney revived this franchise, which actually got me looking forward to it with anticipation. Yet, having caution, as many modernized adaptations of earlier franchises have felt pretty shallow, with lacking of charm or vibe, which originally made the franchise stand out.
Take your shoes off before you get in my car. You understand me?
So after watching a few episodes of the show, I'm surprisingly quite positive about it, where my initial impressions after watching posters and teasers were pretty much on the downside, as the vibe of the show felt quite immature and childish, but after going a few episodes in, I have to say, the show does a pretty good job in understanding and capturing the vibe of the books and the original movie, which made them likable, where a light-hearted and vibrant approach was taken to present a serious story in a rough world. The show also does a pretty good job of creating a sense of wonder and amusement about the story and its world, which is always a good sign for a fantasy setting.
I could have sworn I saw something.
To anybody who has already seen the original movie or read the books, they will feel quite at home. And for anybody who is new to the franchise, there is a fun new experience in store for you, as the plot of the show follows the story of a 12-year-old Percy Jackson who has always seen the world in a very different way, but has always disposed it off as overactive imagination, but soon finds out that he is a demigod and all his imaginations are actually real. This new awareness puts Percy in a state of danger, as becoming self-aware about his godly nature attracts beasts and monsters who are actively trying to hunt demigods. And now suddenly being uprooted from his life, Percy must seek new shelter at Camp Half-Blood, a safe haven for demigods. And just as he was settling in, getting to understand this new world he has become a part of, Percy Jackson is accused of stealing the Master Lightning Bolt of Zeus. Forcefully being dragged between the conflict among gods, now Percy, with the help of his friends, must clear his name and restore the balance in Olympus. Percy Jackson and the Olympians comes off as a fun adventure fantasy set in a modern world based on Greek pantheon, with an engaging storyline and plot progression which follows the story more closely to the books, as limited runtime prevented that in the movies, adding more depth and details to the plot that makes a pretty good excuse for someone like me who has seen the movies and want to revisit the franchise again for detailed storytelling. Yes, the show does have some kitschy performances and a bit of cheesiness in certain dramatic moments, but in a sense, it is a sort of kids' fantasy drama, so I'm gonna let some of it slide. If they continue the similar direction and story progression with balanced pacing, playing at the strengths of the franchise, and adding a bit more mature tone, I can see the season going pretty good and the show becoming a success.
They'll sense it too. And they'll come for you. Don't say I didn't warn you.
So folks, I have expressed my thoughts on initial episodes of the series, talking about the plot and setting of this modern fantasy. If somewhere along the way you found the theme of the series interesting or are into modern fantasy genre, you should try giving the show a chance. But if you still have reservations about the show, I would probably recommend to wait until the entire season is out, as I'll be releasing a complete worth the watch video on the series after finale. But if you have already started the series, please let me know your thoughts on the comment section, drop a like to show support, and subscribe for more incoming videos. And I'll see you soon in the next one.